Yes, people, we are back with the Red Cartel, and it is a spooky one. These could be spooky settings for the Liverpool lads up top. I'm sure Shane down there is sitting pretty kind of happy with what he's seen over the last couple of weeks. And we've got man like Pedro making his debut on the Red Cartel as well this evening. Might have a few extra characters that pop up before the end of the night, but thank you for joining us. Lads, there's nowhere else we can really start at this moment in time apart from this Liverpool side. Onslaught's men are 6 losses and 7 at the moment, I think is the record as it stands. For whatever that means. And yeah, we've got Aston Villa at home tomorrow. Look, there's no easy way to put it, but Flott's kind of left himself up shit's creek without a paddle, because midweek he goes with a really weakened squad, an even weaker bench. He gets dumped out the Carabao Cup against Crystal Palace. Seen that already. That story's already been written once or twice this season. And now he's got 3 massive games in the space of 10 days. Greg, ends, boys, how are you feeling?
I don't know. I'll go first, Greg. It's long, bro. It's long.
Yo, ends, what are you telling me, fam? You good?
Oh, see this energy. See this energy.
What's going on, Ends? Hey, apologies for interrupting. Big up to everyone on the panel. Shouts to everyone on the panel. Love to you all. Big up to the chat as well, man. Apologies, I couldn't help myself, man. You're hearing Ends depressed like that.
What are you saying, Ends? Do you know what that's like when you pull up to the family function and you see your favourite cousin? That's what that was like.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what Ends his favourite cousin at the family function. Sorry, Ends, man. My bad. Big up to everyone. Apologies on the lateness as well. Apologies.
Listen, big up to everyone on the panel. No, we're in a sticky situation, man. I'm not gonna make no excuses. We ain't playing good. We've got a manager at the moment that's decided that he's not gonna change anything. And I don't understand why. Players underperforming. There's just so much wrong with the squad, and the squad is actually a really, really good team. There's some really good footballers within this squad. But the manager today sold it for me, bro. Like, today was the day I realized when he said, one of the best performances we had last season. In his press conference today, he said, in the City game and obviously the Madrid game, he got asked about that, and he said, that he went against his principles. And I was like, yeah, but those are games that we recognize as we played well. So that means if you went against your principles in those, this is the reason why the football is what it is now. Because that means you weren't playing your way that you wanted to play last season. And then he said he goes against his belief to play like this defensive style. I can't remember. Big up to the brother that asked the last question, but he asked him something around, because we're conceding goals, but would you like shift to a more defensive setup? Put Gomez in and stuff like that. It's against his belief. He's not going to do that. So we just have to just ride out whatever the storm we're in at the moment, because unless it works, he ain't changing. There's no plan B right now with him. So yeah, I don't know. That kind of made me feel like raw. So me hoping that you're going to change something and maybe play the more informed players ain't going to happen. And so maybe we're going to see the same what we saw against Brentford, the same that we saw against Palace. Just the same 11, same formation, same system, same everyone pressing forward and leaving a massive gap in the midfield and leaving Konate, Virgil and all of those guys to defend on their own. Inverted Kirkes, and then we're going to have inverted Bradley making 10 runs and being a second striker when he's all right. But we're just going to see the same stuff. So why am I going to get mad about it, bro? There's no point now. He's saying he's not going to change, so.
Okay.
Do you think he's kind of been found out?
He said it in one of his press conferences. He said from January, teams figured us out. And I said, well, they figured us out. Right? We had 10 months to fix that part then. So I'm saying that people don't listen to his press conference. He gives away these little mad things. I'm like, did you say that, my guy? Did you actually say that? Really? So they figured us out. We weren't playing good. And you've gone, now I'm going to keep it. I'm going to just whatever for the next 10 months. And not find a solution. And he's saying about the long ball. I think
which press conference was this where he said you lot have been found out?
Bro, I want to say today. No, it weren't today. It weren't today.
Oh, today.
I can't remember the exact one. I'll try my best to find it, and I'll send it to you so you can have a look, bro. But the one from today was the one where he said about he went against his principles in terms of that game, the Man City game. And that was one of our best games last season when we played against them. We had the 2-10s, didn't we?
But it's almost like the same point in time all over again, because that was a season-defining week for us almost 12 months ago. It almost feels like those same fixtures have come back 12 months later, and it could almost be as equally season-defining. Greg, as you just said then before we went live, tell the people where you've been and your journey over the last 2-3 weeks, just following the club and everything that's been going on.
Well, I've been everywhere. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Pretty much spent every spare minute of my time going to watch them, and coming back thinking to myself, why? I was at my grandparents on the weekend, last weekend, just gone, when we played Brentford, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I can miss one. I've just come back from Frankfurt. I'm shattered. I'll just go watch the local team instead. And you get that message, Greg, I got a last minute. Go down to Brentford. I'm on my way back up to me nan's now, yeah. Check the local team. The local team fucking won. Yeah. The local team won, and I went to go watch Liverpool. Yeah, I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. And honestly, right, Ens put it up here, just said it perfectly then. Summed it up absolutely. Like there's a point where you can't get mad because the manager's pretty much told you what's going on. So at that point, you've got to just you can't critique it no more. You've got to just sit there, or obviously if you get the game, just stand there and just try and just support what's in front of you. And I think that's the hard part, especially for fans at the game as well, is that it's so hard to, especially in English football, it's so hard to create noise and create an atmosphere when the team's not giving you anything back. And I think the fans on Wednesday night against Palace, I think they did all they could. But when you go 2-0 down at half time, it's raining and you're in the front rows, and you know the bench is full of people that are the same age as me or younger. I'm 21. You don't blame people for calling it a day at half time and just getting off and going home. You've got other things to do. People have got work in the morning, whatever. And honestly, I'll say this now, but it is half a bit. I'll try and not go too overkill on it, but it is depressing, like, watching us now, because you think to yourself, like, it's made worse by the fact we won the league last season, because you think to yourself, like, we won the league last season and we've gone from that to then 6 months later being the laughing stock of everyone's jokes. We are the punchline to every single timeline joke. Online. Every single joke on football that I see, every single joke on Twitter that I see about football, Liverpool is somehow the punchline. But we were Premier League champions 6 months ago. And I think that's what makes it a lot worse. And it's like, you know what? You can accept to an extent, you can accept maybe not retaining the Premier League title. It's a very hard thing to do. You have to credit City for doing it 4 times or 3 times even, because they won it 4 times in a row. It's a very hard thing to do, retaining the Premier League. But it's the fact that it's November tomorrow, and people are already saying that we're out the league and it's done. And Arsenal, as good as they are, you know, they will drop points, but they're not going to drop enough for Liverpool to catch them up, especially knowing that we've got a goal that we can concede in our system, maybe 2, maybe even 3. So you're almost put into a situation where on a Wednesday night, you're like, you know what? We haven't won a game in England for the past 5 games. You know, this is a cup competition. You win this, you've got, 3 more games until you're at Wembley. You've got 3 more games until you go into the big one. And I know it's only the Carabao Cup, but Wembley's Wembley. A Wembley trip's Wembley. Yeah. I wouldn't mind waking up at 6 a.m. on my Sunday morning to go down to London to watch a game at Wembley. I wouldn't mind it, because you know what? It's a day out with the fellas, day out with my dad, day out with whatever. Go to watch a cup final. It is absolutely throwing it away. And again, people always say, but Klopp threw away cups in his early moments of his tenure. You're like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing whatsoever, because we weren't ever having to chase a win under Klopp, really, in them early stages. It was a progression thing. We weren't sat there after 5 losses or 5 games without a win and saying, you know what, we really just need to win a game, and then throwing a game away. That's not never did that. And there's no excusing anything of the past 2 weeks, I'd say. I think from the United game onwards, there's no excuses to be made. There's no real there's still a few positives, but they've been getting thinner and thinner and thinner as time goes on, and it's quite hard to. As a fan,
we're having to force it, bro. We're having
to support.
Yeah,
you've got to look at the reality of it.
Do you get me? We're at a point where we've been forced to force that kind of support at this moment in time.
Yeah, exactly. It's not because I mean, obviously, right. You know, as a fan, you're not a fan to win. You're a fan to support. That's just how football is. But at the same time, it's hard to get behind the manager. Get behind the manager who's saying all this stuff in press conferences and just saying stuff that just makes you lose the plot. And supporting a team that just looks dysfunction when you know that 6 months ago, you know, you were outside Anfield hugging your best friends, hugging your family, because for the first time in 35 years, we'd won the league in front of fans. And that's just the way I look at it. Obviously, I'm not going to stop going because we're crap. I'm going to keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? Because you know what else am I going to do? A famous Danny Dyer once said, "What else are you going to do on your Saturday?" Yeah. You know what I mean? And
fair play. Shane, just for context,
have you seen? Errol, tell them the picture I just sent.
That's what who else is calling. Yeah. So just for context, to show the extent of how much we are the butt of everybody's joke at the moment. San Marino, their official social media team, are begging Liverpool to come and play them right now. That's what they're putting out there. Shane, did you foresee this level of drop off or extent of drop off from Liverpool this season?
They got the.
No, I had just second. I didn't think it would retain the league. I thought City. I had City at the start. I thought Liverpool retain the league is rough. It's a tough, as was already said, it's a tough thing to do. Only 3 managers in Premier League history have done it, and that's Pep, Mourinho, and Ferguson. I mean that's the level of manager that has retained the league. It's very, very hard to do. I did not see this level of fall off, and looking from the outside looking in, it genuinely looks to me like something fundamental is broken. There's something's gone on. The players are falling out with the man. I'm not sure what it is. That I was actually saying on my show last night, we were sort of going around and would you sack him? And if the panel was split, now we were all Arsenal fans, granted, but the panel was split on firing him.
What way was you?
Not that it's anything to do with us.
No, what side of the fence was you on? No,
I said fire him. Fire him. Yeah. Yeah, no, and you know what's funny, and it might seem weird with my whole Arteta outstands, but I'm quite give managers time. You know, I am very sort of give them a bit of time, not too much time, but give them a bit of time, a couple of years, and then see what they can do.
But he's a winner. He's done everything that Arteta wasn't able to do off the bat.
Yeah. But there is aspects to it. For me, it's the main thing that it does look like the players aren't playing for him, and I think when that happens, it's over. If it was anything but that, I'd say no, give him a chance. But to me, it looks like they've not down tools, but they definitely either aren't buying into what he's selling, or someone's fallen out, or it could be anything. It could be Salah's high wage and the rest of them are sick of how much he's on and he's not working for the team, or whatever it is. Something has changed. And if it's the manner that they're losing in, man. It's the manner, the way they're losing looks like a team that's in real trouble. Now, I wouldn't sack him right now. I'd give him these 3 games. And if he pulls something out of the bag and I see something different, then I go, right, give him time. But if it's going to keep going this way, there's just no point keeping him. For me, personally.
Can I just say something on that, yeah? Mm-hmm. So, obviously, our next 3 games are Villa tomorrow at home.
Tough games, yeah.
At home on Tuesday. And Man City away on Sunday next week, right? When you found out that we would be playing Madrid and City in the same week again, every Liverpool fan there is saying, you know what? We might draw both of them games. That's just how people were saying it at the start of the league, whatever. Even when we were informed. Every Liverpool fan was looking at that, or maybe most, or whatever, were looking at them 2 fixtures in a row and saying, you know what, they're not going to be as easy as last year because Real Madrid are back, like they're playing so much better. Man City, they've looked a better side than what they were last season as well. That'll be one of them games. That both of them will be them games where you know what, like it'll probably be just a very good game of football that ends up with both games being a draw, or we might win one, might lose the other type thing because that's just how you know. You look at it back then with the form stuff, and even now, and you look at it now with crap, and we've already established that them 2 games were going to be difficult anyway. So I think to myself, right, about giving it time. Let him have like I'm not saying I want him out. I don't want him out because I want him to sort it out, and because I really want it to work under Slot. But I think. I think it's best to look at the games after these next 3 when you come back from the international break. You've got Forest at home, PSV at home, and then you've got
You've already lost a lot of games to the teams you should be beating. That's what I'm looking at. And for me, it's not even when I said the next 3 games. I'm not. He could even lose one of them or even 2 of them. It's more the manner if they go out and play the way they've been playing, where they just look completely lost.
It could get embarrassing against
those
teams. And it could, no, but Greg, it could genuinely get embarrassing against those teams. And the one thing that I would say is where normally you just mentioned, obviously, in the past, though, it'd be a really good game of football. You might lose by a goal or 2, or you might win 1 and draw 1. Whatever that looks like, because it's Real Madrid or it's Man City. We played Man United the other week. That should be like one of our biggest games. No matter how good Man United are or bad they are, that should be one of our biggest games of the season. Yeah, and we was already on a little bit of a lull at that point, though. People were trying to tiptoe around the point of, was it crisis talk? Because we were still being more cocky than confident at that point. On the pitch, we weren't really confident that he could just turn it around. But we thought Man United might be at least enough of a rocket up the arse to say, we've got to go for it against these. And we still got our arse handed to us. Like,
I know, but I don't necessarily think a lot of the games that we've had, like, you know, even like let's look at last season, especially, right? So United, we drew 2-2 to them at Anfield, okay? Brentford, we scammed 2 last-minute winners against them away. We can't deny that these games have been hard for us in the past, regardless. That's just like, you know what I mean? That's just the reality.
You didn't play like this, though. You didn't play like this. Those 2 games.
Against United last season, we definitely did, by the way. I'm just saying, against United on Anfield last season.
Brentford just were all over them in that game. Brentford was just a matter of time.
Last season as well, we definitely did.
It just looks to me, it just looks like something's off on the pitch. That's all. I'm not just the players don't look right.
Let me bring the Man United lads in dead quick, because you.
Nah, don't interrupt that, man. What's wrong?
No, it's nice. It's nice.
Don't interrupt, man.
You guys go ahead, man.
No, I'm just allowing you.
You've heard us.
You might know what it's been like.
I insist. Go on.
You know what it is.
Oh yeah, Errol. Been there, man. Bald Dutch manager has a team playing in red terrible in the second season. Where have I seen that? Where have I seen that before?
This is why I'm asking.
It looks hella familiar. Talking rubbish in press conferences. I'm like, I've seen this before. But yeah, you lot's fall off. Like the Arsenal fan said, don't know his name, but big up.
Shane,
big up Shane. Said something's wrong, and that's how I look at it. There's a way to we talk about it all the time. There's a way to lose football matches. You're not gonna win every week, but if you put in a performance and there's application and there's endeavor, you'll be disappointed about the result, but you hold your hands up and go, all right, we might have missed some chances. Maybe a refereeing decision went against us.
Yeah, but that was the story of a lot of our losses. That's the thing. That was.
I hear you.
A lot of our losses.
Yeah, I hear you in regards to that. I hear you in regards to
the manager. You can't blame Slot for the fact that Salah missed 2 sitters against United. Gakpo missed 2 sitters against United. Isak got his shot saved. You can't blame Slot on the fact that Salah blazed 2 shots over the bar at Chelsea. You can't blame Slot on the fact that we got robbed at Galatasaray. You know what I mean?
I hear you on that.
That's not a managerial thing. That's an individual player thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Where people will combat that and where I combat that is these players have been underperforming before that. Why is Salah still playing? Why is Salah still on the pitch to be missing chances? Gakpo scored a lot of goals. Every time I've watched him for you lot, and you lot have watched him more than me, I think he's been terrible. People are trying to tell me that he played well against us. Yeah, he scored. I thought he was horrendous against us. I thought Gakpo was awful as well. I thought he was so it comes to a point where yes, when players are underperforming, I do this as a Manchester United fan. I look to the player first. But when a player's underperforming 1-2 games, I'm like, all right, that's on the player. When it's 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm like, why are you still playing? Salah's been terrible for you lot from the start of the season, pretty much. Same with Gakpo, same with McAllister, same with many others. Drop, man. That's where the issue lies. Salah shouldn't be on the pitch at Chelsea. Salah shouldn't be on the pitch at home to Manchester United. Gakpo shouldn't be on the pitch to miss those chances. Yes, when it's going bad at football clubs, it's not all solely on the manager, of course. And the players have to be held accountable. And I'm sure yourself, I know Enz definitely has, as well as Errol, has spoke on players individually. But when a whole team is performing terribly from an individual standpoint, bar a couple, you say Ekitike, Gravenberch, Alisson, that falls at the manager. It's not like half of your or like 70% of your team's playing well and the others are not playing well. Like Isak struggled, but everyone else has hit the ground running. Like Van Dijk's not been good. Kanate's not been good. Kirkes hasn't been good. McAllister's not been good. Wirtz is double or whatever. Isak ain't been at it. Salah, Gakpo. Like,
I'm not gonna like that shade you threw in there though.
What's your
That little 00, he got to.
Is he not 00 son? We state facts over here on the Red Cartel. Is he
No,
not
I hear it. I hear it.
I don't know
No,
what
but it's
it
not
is.
00 no more.
Is it not
00
00?
no more.
Where is
No,
it?
unless you're changing.
Oh, because he scored in Germany. Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
he
He's
assisted,
double
he
he's
assisted
00 in
too.
England. And sorry, Jens, my
No,
bad.
no,
He's 00
that's what
whatever
was the
in England.
narrative everyone used, bro. We didn't ship one to the Prem and one to the champs. We said once you scored or assisted, it was done.
Nah, I
That
said
was
you
the
gotta do it
metric.
outside the Germany. He went home and did
we're
well, man.
changing.
You know what I'm saying? He was
Goalposts is getting
comfortable.
Look,
changed.
man, hey, look, just because you aren't playing in Europe, man, doesn't mean that we aren't, okay? Because we are, and that's how it
You are
counts,
playing
okay?
in Europe.
Continue on with your point.
That is
Continue on with
very
your
true. Hey, don't blame me, Greg. Errol rudely interrupted. You feel me? Ends rudely interrupted. I was going, and then Ends rudely interrupted. So I'm gonna take shots back because I've been on the show many a time. You lot had plenty to say on United. Now I've got plenty to say. But as I was saying earlier,
This is what this is about, though. Like, you know,
like so in regards to it, yes, when an entire team is performing poorly, that falls on the manager. That's where it's at. Like I've mentioned, being a Manchester United fan, I've seen this under this manager and the previous regime, where people can you can pinpoint individuals, but when an entire team is performing poorly, that's on the manager. And I've heard audience, I think Slot doesn't get enough criticism for it. I've heard, oh, you lot missed Diaz, oh, we missed Nunes, there's no balance. There was none of this conversation before the season started. It was we're winning it all.
Do you know what's mad though? Yeah. The criticisms come a lot quicker than the praise ever did. Do you know what I mean? It took
always does though. It always
that's football. That's football. It happens all the time.
Life, man. It's
Errol,
life.
but even outside of football, that's just the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? If you tweet out something now positive, you know what I'm saying, about me, that ain't gonna get no clicks. If you're saying negative, guess what? End's gonna be there. He laughed just at the
No, I said the tweet, bro. I said the tweet.
Like that's the point that I'm making. So yeah, like of course the criticism is gonna because people want to pile on because this wasn't so because it was unexpected with you lot as well. I'm old enough to have seen Liverpool when they're terrible, but you weren't expected to be good at them points. This was supposed to be the Liverpool won the Premier League, build a dynasty, dominate. Everyone's already mentioned on the stream about retaining the league title, that breaking the record transfer fee twice. That's what this was supposed to be. So for it to go west so quick and so unexpected, I think that's caught a lot of people by surprise, and people was waiting for this. Like,
you've been starving for time.
Brother, starving 100%.
But when you look at the few players that are playing well, Ekitike, Curtis Jones is being all right, and Chiesa, they're the ones not getting their game. They're the ones that keep getting thrown back on the bench. The few that are actually doing something are the ones that keep getting thrown on the bench. And we had that with Odegaard and all, where no matter how bad he plays, the other players know. Well, the same with Salah. No matter how bad he plays, well, I know he's not. I'm not getting in ahead of him. You know what I mean? It's not right. I think that what he should have done was for that League Cup game was pick all of the reserves like that and start Salah with them and say, earn your money, earn your 400 grand a week. You can come out with these.
And you know what, boys?
And play in the rain. You know?
Yeah, sorry, Sean, to disturb you, but it comes down to recruitment. For me, the whole issue with Liverpool comes down to the summer window. So last year, if you look at the way Liverpool played last year, very dynamic on the front foot. But when you brought in Wirtz, for example, he wasn't the type of player that Liverpool usually buy. Okay, usually Liverpool don't play with a number 10. Okay, so now you brought him in, and then you bought Ekitike and Isak. For me, it's either you buy one or the other, and then you go around Europe and you buy like a little backup striker. Okay, you can't buy both because with that issue, when it comes to the training ground, it then becomes a problem. because you have to keep both guys happy. So you've seen it when Ekitike was banging in the goals. Isak came in, they put Ekitike on the bench. Although I think he got suspended against in the League Cup match. Southampton. Yeah, he got suspended. But these players like Salah, everyone knows that Salah's got credit in the bank. And it's like a situation with Bruno. Everyone knows that Bruno's got credit in the bank as well. If he has a bad performance, he still will play the next game. And it's the same situation that's happening with Salah. There's too many players at the moment, I feel like they're playing for Salah rather than playing for Liverpool. So when it comes to maybe passing the ball to like a Gakpo or something, they'll pass it to Salah instead. Because I feel like they fear Salah a little bit. You know what I mean?
Everything has to go through him. All the attacks have to go through Salah at some point. And it wasn't no coincidence. The one game we do win in recent weeks is the Frankfurt game where he doesn't start.
And issue is as well, the phase-out period with Salah is going to be ugly. If Slot stays, whatever manager takes over, when it comes to phasing out Salah, you know how he's throwing up a strap at the moment. It's not going to be pleasant moving forward. So you've got a big problem. But as a United fan, I know how you guys feel. We go through it all the time. So
we're not on that same planet, though, bro. We're not on that same planet. We've had six games lost, bro. You man been through this for years. You don't know how we feel.
Don't forget where you come from, man. Don't forget where you come from. You was really, really bad.
Everything that you just said right now is a massive contradiction. Oh my goodness me. Just everything. I was listening silently. Trying not to throw me fucking phone at me wall. Because everything you just said is one massive contradiction. I'm sorry to say. I'm going to just say it now. Because you're saying there was no point in bringing Isak and Ekitike in at the same time. But then you're saying that Salah's been crap. So that was the point. So we can fucking play both of them at the same time. That was the point. That was the whole point. That was the entire point. Because now we can play a different way that doesn't involve Salah. And then Salah can get
This is the problem, though. But this is the problem. We're not actively playing a different way right now. Like,
you does that fall on. Well, there we go. I'm telling you, all roads lead to the dugout, man. All roads lead to the dugout, man. I'm not here because, like I said, by this very, very few people, there was nobody criticizing that Liverpool window. Now it's gone south. Now all of a sudden the window's a problem. Don't talk. Bringing in
it's not the window.
And
it's a window. It's a window.
I don't think
it's not the window.
Too much talent. Nobody was complaining.
Flawless is right,
bro.
Too much
Traditionally,
is a problem.
Flawless is right. Because last year I've been on the Red Cartel for a few times.
Well, let me just say this dead quick. Yeah, because I've only done the Red Cartel for the last 8 months. I never thought less than a year into this show Liverpool would be holding the most jokes right now, and we'd have to take it out.
It was all
not even been a year, bro.
Hey, Flawless. Do you know what I've realized? Over the last say month, Liverpool fans are just like crybabies, like every other fan base that they're not. I've never seen a meltdown. I've never seen a meltdown. You see me, I've always thought it was just my fan base, just Arsenal. I've always thought it was just Arsenal.
Nah, it's all fan bases. It's all fan bases.
Well, Liverpool, I see, because obviously I can't remember his name. This youngster that drink Prosecco. When we were drinking Prosecco, remember me and him was on the stream and he's celebrating. He goes to the Newcastle game. I saw him on DR Sports this week. I was thinking, hold on, that's my guy. He was on DR Sports this week. He knows what I'm talking to. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm talking about because me and him have been on Super Cup time and he's always ridiculing us. Always. He was on DR Sports talking about, oh yeah, they've won the league, man. They're not going to bottle it this year. They've won it, man. They've won it. 9 games in, you know. And towards the end of last year, everyone was talking about this is the greatest window we've ever seen.
Like, one of the best windows of all time, man. That's
what they were talking about. This wasn't a window. This wasn't a window about this is the great. They're talking. I was on a stream with Saeed. They were telling me this Liverpool team this season is better than their Klopp team. They were saying, does it rival their Klopp team? The Mane, Salah, They were talking
Who
about it
said
like
that? No, who said that?
Chat ends. You know who said that.
This is
No,
how much
I
people-
wasn't in the
To be
chat.
fair,
Say
D,
you
there's
wasn't.
Arsenal
I wasn't.
fans comparing this current Arteta team to the Invincibles, so we're just as bad.
Hey Shane, me and you can argue
No,
another
no,
street.
I'm big up.
We can argue
It happens with every fan base. It happens with every fan
This
base.
ain't about us. This ain't about us.
Yeah, no,
this is
easy,
about
man.
all of us.
No.
Remember, the whole show
Me and
is
Shane can go back and talk another day.
It's not about all of us in name only, Errol. This is about you lot. You know what I'm saying? And that. This is about
No,
you
D,
lot.
who? No, D, who
You
said
know what I
that?
know? You know what I know for it? You've got 3 Liverpool guys on there. You've got 3 of them.
No,
There's
D,
3 men on
no,
there.
D, who
It's
said
about you
who
lot.
said that though?
Bro,
Who said we were?
everyone was comparing this team. You know, ends as well. Everyone was comparing this Liverpool with the Klopp team. And the thing is about it is, I'm not going to get into a full sense of security and act like Arsenal have already won the league. All it takes is a couple of results, and the game's back in. The game's back in. Liverpool back in the game. All of a sudden, Arsenal bottlers again. Liverpool. This is what champions do. It just takes a couple of results, bro. So I'm not going to fall for their little full sense of security. What Liverpool are doing, they all want to slot out.
I wish it was just that though. I genuinely wish it that, like, at first I thought, you know what? It's bad, but like I can't see our fan base losing already because we just won the league. You know, Slot's still got new players, and I've seen Jurgen Klopp take a minute to get important players for his system fully up to speed. He's done it on a number of occasions. Even when he made 1 or 2 signings, it took a little bit of time to get them to full speed. Slot style is to try and integrate as many as possible at once, it seems, as opposed to drip feeding them into the system. And as a result of that, right now it's not working. But we all can still see whether they're playing well right now or not. Liverpool got good value for money from the market in the summer. So even though we have to spend, we still got good players.
Yeah, but when you say good value, Errol, yeah, it's like it's 125, the British transfer record.
Yeah.
When you say good value, is that what you class as good value? Because you got a striker for the money that you paid what you're meant to pay for him. Is that good value?
He's talking about the sales, right?
Good value is more or less getting someone like a 20-goal season player like Mbeumo for say 60 or 7. What good value is finding? That's what you call good value, no?
Not necessarily though, because the way obviously
you find deals.
No, but the way that I'm thinking about it, from the signings that we made, considering that we knew Salah and Virgil only had 2 seasons left, in the next 2 years there was going to be a big transition, but we wouldn't necessarily have to go and buy and spend with big money once we lost them, because we'd have brought good players in and they'd have had 2 years at least under the belt. And at that point, you can really judge: are they going to maintain the level of the big players that we've just had, or are they going to not be able to get up to that level? If they're at the top level, you look at it and think, well, we got good value for money at the time we purchased them then. And I'm trying to see the bigger picture. But right now, the results are forcing me to see the here and now. So me as an optimistic Liverpool fan, I just want to see the bigger picture of, I'm not saying I'm like, there has to be a phase and what phase is slotting or anything like that, but I wanted to see get a chance to develop a team in his image with good pound-for-pound players in their positions. I thought that's what we was doing this summer at least. But at this moment in time, the results are forcing me as a Liverpool fan to be like, I can't even think about, like, tomorrow. I've got to think about now. Like, I can't pay the rent now. Do you get me? Like, bailiffs will be at my door.
Exactly. You're waiting for your crypto and you can't even.
Like, I need to be able to pay my rent now at the end of the month. And all now, I don't know when the next that drop's going to come in for me at this moment in time. I still don't think it's as much of a catastrophe as everyone is making it out. Like,
no, it is fan zone. It is.
No,
it's
but
a catastrophe.
It's a big. The amount of money they spend is a big catastrophe.
What are you saying, Greg? You good there?
Just keep saying it, like
nah.
No, you're right.
I don't like the narration that flawless. You just want this
You're right,
narration thing.
It is. You're right. No,
I
don't want anyone downplaying this right now.
As much as Greg wants to disagree with me, he knows I'm right. This is how you know I'm right. It's a catastrophe.
Just keep saying it, man. I know you're right. I don't want anyone downplaying how shit we've been.
No, I can't have the downplaying it right now.
It's because of where they're at. If they was like challenging top 4, top 6 or whatever, they won the league, had a great team. If we did at the back end of last season and said we're doing the best 11 of Premier League, multiple of their players get in. Your Alissons, Van Dijk, people could argue for Kanate, people would argue for Gravenberch, people would argue for Salah. That's 4 or 5 players. Then they went and taken Isak, who we all say, bare minimum, second best striker in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
Wherever you have him. Some might have him over Haaland. I think he's this. I didn't want him to go. I'm still cursing out Newcastle for that now, because I'm like, why would you sell him to them? Then you add in Wirtz, who's one of the best 10s. You add in Kerkez, who was the best left, voted the best left back in the Premier League last season. You had him Frimpong, who's a promising right back. Everything was set up. You look at what City did. You go, all right, they're not going to be at it. Arsenal, there's big question marks because of Arteta. There's no one really else. This was the time for them to dominate and build a dynasty. So it's not like they're just 2 points off top and lost a couple games. Even when they was winning games, they weren't playing well. And then they've lost 6 and 7. Gave Amorim his first back-to-back wins at Anfield. That alone is crazy. And I'm saying that as a United fan. No wonder San Marino want to play them, man, because they don't win back-to-back games either.
I don't think our transfer window's the reason for this. Honestly, I do think it's down to Slot's man management, man coaching, and just setup in general.
Yeah,
I think this is how I explain it. Right, so every player was brought in for the purpose of doing something. There was an idea that Slot had in his head, and he's brought in all the players that he's wanted to do that with, essentially, right? You've lost Diaz on the left, so now you've already got Gakpo there. You brought in Ekitike, who can play off the left and play as a striker. You've got Isak, who's an out-and-out number 9 goal scorer, right? So now you've replaced Diaz and you've replaced Núñez. Obviously, the tragic loss of Diogo Jota is another loss of a forward that we had, and that unfortunately is what it is. And then you've got Salah on the right, who I guess the reason why we maybe haven't brought in a right winger or just as a backup is because maybe you brought in Ekitike and Isak, who can play as a two striker system. Then you brought in Wirtz as a player who could play in behind as a 10 for them, and then that's why you're bringing Kerkez and Frimpong, who we seen last season. Kerkez, he was at his best when he just was given the license to run around like a headless chicken down the flank. That's what he was at his best. He got loads of goals, he got loads of assists. The player I compare Kerkez to is something like Andy Robertson back in like 18-19 or like 19-20. That's what I compare Kerkez to. Always getting on the end of assists and maybe nicking the occasional goal. He does that. He did that more than Robertson ever did for Liverpool, right? That's what Kerkez is. And Frimpong, he's basically the same thing on the right. And now this is where the fuck up of us not getting Mark Gahey sets in, because I think us getting Mark Gahey everyone would have seen. Oh yeah, there's a clear system change. And I think the fact that the point of bringing Mark Gahey in was to play with a 3 at the back with actual wing backs in Kerkez and Frimpong, not having Kerkez having to come into the midfield as a floating left back or whatever it is.
But then this just backs up Pedro's point, though, Greg. This to me backs up Pedro's point the most, because if you deep it, if there was going to be the change in system after you've signed all those and you've acquired all those players, the linchpin to that is the centre half. It's not all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that.
You can't leave his deal to be on the deadline day and him being in the balance, because if you don't get that over the line, the whole thing falls to shit.
No, but what I'm saying is that
your plan A, you've got to get him in early doors to be able to show that up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, because I think I think the transfer window was not a problem, because I think everyone was brought in with a plan. I don't think it was panic buys. I don't think it was a fact of, Wirtz is there, bring him in. Isak's there, bring him in. I don't think it was a case of that. I think there was a clear plan of what happened. We didn't get the final piece of the puzzle, and we had to fall back.
Bear in mind, right, we didn't actually sign, apart from Case, we didn't sign on the season before. So all of these plans, I don't think any of them were short term. I think we had been making these deals happen from this time last year, early into the new year. So the players that were always going to come were going to come regardless. I think we had to dangle those type of players in front of Salah and Van Dijk to get them to sign the contract. So I think we already knew what the plan was. But if Mark Gahey is a feature or is a part of that plan, surely you've got to go and make sure you get him over the line before. But
you can't.
Would that make sense, Shane? Would that make more sense to you from like a future-proofing perspective?
Yeah, it was one of the things that I looked at and just went, "Wow, I cannot believe that they let Kwanzaa go before they had that." That was just a real. I don't know if it was arrogance or it was just a silly mistake or someone messed up somewhere, but when they let Kwanzaa go before they had sewn that up. And also, if they are going to switch to a 3 at the back, why would you let your centre-back go? Because if you only have the 3 centre-backs there and you have Gahey, and you have Van Dijk, and you have Kanate, then you let Quansah go. If you're going to play 3 centres back, then there's still no backup. So it's just like what they've done now.
No, but we signed Leone, and we would have had Gomez.
Yeah, you signed.
Yeah, even then, but you would still want 3, wouldn't you? If you're going to play 3 at the back, you normally want. If you're playing 2 centre backs, you want 4, don't you? If you're playing 3, you want 6.
Then we had Robertson. We have Robertson who played centre back the other night, right? And we played centre back a lot in pre-season as well. Like I was out there in Japan, and Robertson was essentially playing as a centre back in Hong Kong and Japan. So Slot clearly had that idea of using Robertson as like a fringe centre back in like cup games or like every now and again also, and then play him at left back when Kirkers came off. There was the plan there. Everything was set in stone. Everything was thought about. It weren't just a case of, arrogance by Liverpool of just everything that they wanted to do was set in stone. It was there. The plan was written. It was written on the wall. Everything was there. And not getting Mark Gahey essentially as the.
But even if it was the idea to switch to 3 centre backs. Even as to so drastically change the tactics after winning the league, that's even slightly irresponsible to do that. That's a madness to me. And for me, apart from Conte, who plays 3 at the back, but he basically plays his really is a 3-4-3. So it's actually a very attacking 3 at the back because he normally uses wingers as wing backs. I just don't think that a top team should ever, for me personally, play 3 centre backs. I've never understood. I've never understood why you would play 3 centre back. I understand that he would have had Kirkes drifted in, and it would have been all this system, and everything changes around. But for me, all he needed to do was tweak what he had. That's what he did when he came in. That's what was genius about what he did. He took formation and he tweaked it slightly. So now I just feel that he's put too much of his own spin on it. And he is starting to sound like Arteta in press conference now. He's saying absolute nonsense.
Definitely.
He's like a kid in a candy shop.
I do get what you're saying, but like it's not the same team as it was last season. Like it's not. We've got what it really isn't. If you put all our signings on the starting 11 and then play out other players, we have what 1, 2, Alisson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Salah, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, whatever. Yeah, so. And obviously the midfield will be in contention anyway because of the system I've just spoke about. It's hardly the same team. It's a completely different team. And what do managers do? A manager gets sacked at a different team, and a new manager comes in and they implement their thing straight away, and they get it set in stone. It's not like irresponsible to do that it's basically because it basically is a completely different side. It's got different player profiles in it. We've gone from having a fullback in he who shall not be named to Frimpong, and you can't deny that they're a completely different profile and player, and that means the system has to change because of that. You're going from having the best right back in the world. You're going from having the best right back in the world, one of the most technically gifted footballers in world football right now, top 5 technically gifted footballers, and who shall not be named. To Frimpong,
get in the Madrid team,
the system has to change.
Something else.
But the thing is, that's why I think, again, another mistake he's making is he's playing Szoboszlai at right back, and I think he's just trying to mimic Trent. Oh, he can spread a ball, he can find Salah, he can do the same passes. Which again, I think is just you're just pandering to one player. He's pandering, and that never works.
I think the problem with Szoboszlai is I think he was supposed to be the utility man in midfield, and essentially it was going to be a midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz, and Szoboszlai would be the first substitute in that midfield to just add the energy again. Szoboszlai's early season form has forced his hand to be like, out of all the players that get the system, understand it, you're the one that's undroppable at the moment, because Wirtz hasn't hit the ground running. McAllister's been in it, like his form's been completely indifferent. He hasn't had a good season so far whatsoever. So you can't start a game without Szoboszlai's engine and press at some point. And then if you have to move him into defence, it's because you can do that other thing of being a bit of a utility man, and then he goes back to trying to do the Trent role because, again, that's a bit of a lifeline for Liverpool in terms of the familiarity. But as it stands, a lot's got to change, lads. Before we move on, because we're going to have to move on, are we getting a win tomorrow? And can Slot? No. Slot's got 3 big games.
Oh, fuck man, yeah, we are. We're going to win. We're going to win.
Can you do enough to save the job?
See, that's the energy, brethren. That's the energy.
Nah, listen, Errol, that's a good question, man. Are we going to do enough to will he do enough to keep his job, and will we get a win? I think we'll win the game. But I don't think he will do enough to keep his job like that. I think it will just be because the talent will show on the day and we'll get the win. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's going to change. I'm with Greg though. I think that the profile of players we bought should have changed the system to a three at the back, but we decided we don't want to do it because we didn't sign Mark Way. But the players suit a three at the back. Most of the players that we have in the squad as well, if you look at the international teams as well, they play three at the back. So the team in general just suits it. But he doesn't want to drop Mo. He wants to still play through him. And that's the problem we have at the moment. And he's got players. If you've got a player like a Mo that as soon as you drop him or say something bad, the gaffer don't want that kind of smoke. And
is he allowed to drop him?
He should drop him.
He should drop him. Allowed.
He dropped him against
No, but that's a rotate because the previous Champions League game he didn't play him either. So when you look at it, you're like, no, did he actually? No, he didn't drop him. He just rotated him like he did in the Galatasaray.
It's got like a Messi thing at Barcelona though, where he's just not, and the manager's not allowed to drop.
No, it comes down to player power.
If that's the case, then yeah, I need a manager with a.
Mo's probably the only player at the club I would agree. Oh, not maybe agree, but I could believe if there was player power, it's at Mohamed Salah.
Exactly.
You the manager, manage. You know what I'm saying? Manage him off the
pitch.
Yeah,
that's what you meant.
There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of
issue is with Slot. With Mo, he's got too much power and he's got too much influence on the dressing room. So obviously, if he drops him, then he just creates a bad atmosphere in the dressing room. And he's obviously got credit in the bank based on what he's done in the past for Liverpool. So yeah,
but the players are there's too many senior players there to be like, oh yeah, the manager's like, if he's dropped, there's a reason. Like the players can't look at it and go, why are you dropping him? They can look at it and go, look, you ain't playing well, mate. Like anyone else in the team. If he dropped Cody, you'd be like, bro, you haven't played well. Like, get off the pitch, let someone else have a turn. Same as the left backs, the right backs, centre midfielders. It should go for everyone. This credit in the bank thing is just too much. If you're not performing one game, it's okay. 2 games, all right, cool. 3 games. But when we're talking about 4, 5, and 6 and 7 games, I don't care about credit in the bank because at the moment you're affecting what we're trying to do now.
There should be conversations about everybody when the form's been this bad, but I have to draw a line because I need to get optimistic because
I'm sick and tired of it.
I am. It's been a long week. So we're going to flip the script.
Go on,
and change the side on that one real quick. I'm going to go to you, Shane. These just out. He might jump back on in a minute. You're going up to Burnley this weekend. Arteta has not even Arteta. Arteta's Arsenal have not conceded a goal in all of October. It's been a minute since you've had you on the show and we've spoke. Has he shown more in this last month than maybe you might have given him credit for previously?
No.
Or is it still more of the same?
No, still more of the same. There's little bits. It's still, the big fear for me is injuries. We've been through this, the amount of players that he's run into the ground and he continues to do it. Our 5 most important players, the 3 defenders, Timber, Gabriel Saliba, Declan Rice and Saka. He just absolutely flogs them into the ground. I mean, you look at City in the League Cup, Haaland was rested, but he wasn't just rested. He was left at home. Put your feet up, rest. We don't need you. This guy, even when he makes the changes, he still has to put them on the bench. He still has to bring them on. And I just look at Declan Rice and I think if he goes down, we're done. We're in a lot of trouble. Zubamendi's been getting found out for me. Rice has been covering a lot for him. It's not just the set pieces with Rice. He puts them. For me, he's the best delivery of a free kick in the world at the moment. Not for shooting now, obviously just for corners and whipping it in. And that's just pure practice. I think that defensively, you'd have to say we have one of, if not the best defense in the world or in Europe at the moment. But I'm not going for this whole, we have the best squad in the world. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the league. It's 9 games into the season. And we've had 5 goals.
Just say it. You're going to win the league, for fuck's sake. Just say it, man. Put me out me misery.
No. Hang on. I've been here. I've been here too many fucking times. I got PTSD, man. I'm an Arsenal fan. I've been here so many times. We have had 5 goals from open play in the league, man. That's not sustainable. 5 goals from open play is not sustainable. That is not sustainable. Last season we got this reputation for corners and free kicks, right? We were scoring non-stop. There was a 13-game gap where we didn't score one. They will dry up. And if we start drawing games, losing games, if Rice goes down, there's so many variables and they all come back to this manager not learning from his mistakes. Now, don't get me wrong. He surprised me with a couple of things. He changed a lot of players in the League Cup and stuff like that. Yeah, good. But there's still things that he's so stubborn about. He is still making it about him. And we have to remember this, and I'll finish on this. Every Arsenal fan needs to remember this. When we have a fully fit squad, right? If we ever get there, which we probably won't, Ben White's finished. There's a lot of players that he's run into the ground, right? But if we have close to a fully fit squad, he will go with either Martinelli or Trossard out the wing, right? He'll go with Havertz up front. He's starting as soon as he comes back. Gyökeres is done. He'll go with Saka out the wing. He'll go with Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi, the usual back five, which if you take Zubimendi out of it and put Partey in, right, and Partey's better than Zubimendi, I might add. If you do that, it's the same team that hasn't gotten over the line for 2 years. Now, people need to remember that Eze's out. As soon as Odegaard comes back, Eze's out. He's out. He didn't want them. Gyökeres, when Havertz comes back, he's out. He will go back to the same team.
Any rotation? Sorry to cut you off, Shane. Between
no, not with Odegaard. Not with Odegaard. Odegaard plays no matter what.
No, I'm asking about not Odegaard. I'm asking in particular about Havertz and Gyökeres, because you mentioned there Gyökeres is out. You don't think there'll be rotation?
There will be slight rotation, but Havertz will be run into the ground again. And the only thing is he's sort of landed on his feet with stuff. Odegaard getting injured, Havertz getting injured, so he had to play these guys. And it has come out now that he was going to start Havertz on the first game of the season over Gyökeres. It was just he wasn't fully fit, and now he's injured again. So look, we should win it from here. And I keep telling people that are on my side of the fence, that are in my chat and stuff, that want this guy gone, right? We win at the end of this season no matter what. I win at the end of the season because either I get a league or a Champions League, or we get rid of Arteta. So I cannot lose at the end of the season. Honestly, man, that's the way I have to do it. I'm not even trying to be funny. That's the way I have to do it.
I hear it.
Even if we win a league, he's on fraud watch for me, because 7 years with over $1 billion spent and 1 league and 1 FA Cup still isn't enough for me, right? Because we should have won 2 of the last 3 leagues. Easily should have won them, and he didn't. So you can't just whitewash history. You know what I mean? You can't do it. You can't just say that didn't happen. So if he somehow stumbles over the line, great, I celebrate. And if he doesn't, he's fired and I celebrate. So I can't lose.
Can I just ask though, on the point of like just saying Arsenal are going to do it, because I think Arsenal are going to do it because not because that we're crap. I just think that at this point now, even if we get, even if we pick up our form and get our wins and whatever, I just don't think we've shown that we've got too many losses in our system and too many goals conceded. But Arsenal, they're not conceding.
It's City I'm worried about anyway.
I want to just ask, obviously with the set piece thing, having scored, what is it, 70% of your goals in the Prem from set pieces or something? Yeah. And you said it's unsustainable or not. However, would you not argue the fact that you've had results this season in which you didn't get last season? Like you've bettered results from last season this season.
Yeah,
and
but think about what they are though.
Newcastle, Fulham, and West Ham.
Yeah, but Newcastle was the only tough one.
They're the games where you didn't win the league, though.
We dropped points last season, though.
But then everybody went on about our top 6 thing last season, and we lost to you a lot, and we drew with City at home. So it's with this guy, it's never.
No, but there's 14 teams that are not in the top 6. They're the teams that they're the games where you win the league.
Yeah, but we beat them all with set pieces. If you take away set pieces, we've drawn and lost. I know. But I mean, what I'm saying is, when I say it's unsustainable, is that there will be games where it doesn't work. And we're talking small margins. Like just say we went to Burnley and the set pieces didn't work. And they're very good at defending set pieces, by the way. And we drew 0-0 and Liverpool and City win. It changes everything straight away. Like a month ago, we were saying Liverpool are going to walk the league and Arsenal are done. It changes too quickly. So the reason I don't get, here we go, guys, is just that I've seen it. I'm an Arsenal fan. I've seen us throw it away from 34 games. I've seen us throw it away from this guy. This manager has 1 goal in his last 7 semi-final matches. We've scored 1 goal. So when it comes to the crunch, every single time. So I have nothing to go on to make me think that he will not find a way to destroy this. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you again, we play City with 6 games left away from home. Unless we're 7 points clear of them, I think we'll blow it, because if we're only 6 points clear and they can catch us on goal difference, if they beat us then at the Etihad and we start to stumble, I mean, with 6 games left, you could just see it coming again. So that's why I think the League Cup's very important for us. If we were to win that in March, that could be the difference then, that we could go on and say, right, these players have won something. But if you look at it, every single player that was in the team that won the FA Cup is gone now, right? He's got rid of all of them. Saka wasn't on the bench, and Martinelli was injured, right? So, and Saliba was out on loan. So, if you look at that team, they're all gone. So that means technically that every single player that he's signed since hasn't won anything since he signed. You know what I mean? So I know it has to happen once. With my PTSD with this guy, until I see us lift the title, I'll just think he's going to find a way to blow it. You know what I mean?
The kind of fella to see Arsenal win the league and still say, boys, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But
no, I wanted him sacked.
Be there like this, and he'd be like,
no, they're going to drop it. They're going to drop it. Yeah, 89.
He's
even when we went 2-0 up. And so, yeah, he's going to drop on his foot or something, man.
She's the kind of player you'll go to the bus parade and be like, fucking hell, man, he's going to drop the trophy, man. It's going to go under the bus and it's going to
do a Sergio Ramos on it, man. He's going to pull a Sergio Ramos and drop the trophy under the bus.
Well, kids,
if you do on a side note, though, in Arteta's office, there's a framed photograph of him lifting the FA Cup we won, not the team.
Well, yeah. Someone showed me that.
That's crazy. Not the team, just him.
just him in his suit. Him in his suit lifting the FA Cup. Yeah.
Crazy business. Lads, flawless, Pedro. Does anybody get close to Arsenal this season? And will that anybody be United? Are you back?
We're as back as you lot are back. But go on, Pedro.
I can't believe they're ahead of you. I really can't. It's like
stupid questions, you get stupid answers. Go on, Pedro.
In terms of United, I'm not buying this. We're back. I think it's bullshit. And tomorrow against Forest, we always struggle against Forest. Every time we've played Forest past 3 seasons, we struggled against Forest. So Sean Dyche being at home, I think it's his first home game. So their crowd are going to be really, really up for it. So if you look at United games over the past, since the start of the season, if United don't blow you away within the first 15 minutes, we start to struggle. So with Forest being at home tomorrow, I don't see us getting a win tomorrow.
Oh man, you beat us at Anfield. Just say you're gonna win. Just say you're gonna win.
Yeah, my misery.
I don't see us getting a win tomorrow. But the upside is having a good goalkeeper at the back settles the defense. I'm just really happy we've got a decent keeper.
Do you rate him?
Do you know what I rate? In terms of, it's too early to say whether he's going to be world class, whether he's going to be this, that. But what I like is he's kept it simple. So in terms of messing about, kicking the ball out to your defenders, your Maguires or your Euros or whatever, he's just gone long all the time. No risk taken. So what I think he did smart as well. Amorim, when he brought him in, he didn't throw him in straight away. A lot of our fans were saying, "Oh, why is he not signing? Why is he not signing straight away?" I think he gave him that time to obviously bed him in. And then once he put him in, he just seems settled. He just seems like just a chill guy, man. And he settled the defense as well. So that's what I like about him. So, yeah.
Okay. But still not confident of a win.
No.
All right. Flawless, what are you saying?
Yeah, in regards to the Forest game, I hear what Redro's saying in with that, because if it's not none of this nonsense about we're back, it takes more than 3 games. We've been through hell and back, and then came back and then went to hell and then found a new level of hell. So we ain't doing that. I'm not forgetting about what's happened prior to us going on this run. Granted,
like Shane said, you can't whitewash history.
Yeah. People's like, we're back and just forget what happened. No, we're not just gonna forget what happened, because if I say, all right, I'm gonna forget the last 3 games, that's a problem, and that would be very unfair of me, and that would be very stupid of me to say so. So the past 3 games, credit to the team, credit to the manager. They've done the business, especially in a tough set of fixtures that I didn't expect us to do well in whatsoever. I did not. I hadn't won at Liverpool in however long. It was 9 years. Brighton had beat us the last 3 times coming to Old Trafford. And not only did we get 2 wins, we played well in those games as well. And they're victories that I look at and I go, even if people say, the opposition was the better side, it was deserved. Now Forest is a different test. It's different from Brighton. It's different from Anfield. My biggest criticism of Manchester United has been our application in games, has been our endeavor in games, and just straight up effort. Because I've said for the longest, even though this team is not the best of the best, Manchester United can go anywhere and compete. You shouldn't be getting rolled over by anybody. Doesn't necessarily mean you win the games. Doesn't necessarily mean that you play great football. Yeah, and we've shown that. Even if we would have lost to you lot at Anfield, even if we would have lost the Brighton game, the competing was there. So I need to see that against Forest. And so far over these past 3 games,
I'm not even chatting shit. I'm not even chatting shit there. You've just spoke about winning against Anfield, and I just had shivers, bro. Nah.
Can I ask you a question real quick though, Flawless?
Yeah, go on, of course.
Would you have said at some point under Aaron's tenure that the players stopped playing for him at all? Did it ever look to you that it got that bad that you're looking, doubting, are the players even playing for my man anymore?
Yeah, at points, 100%. So, because some of our results and performances have been absolutely disgusting, but because the scoreline doesn't match it, people don't talk about it. When we got beat by Newcastle last year in December, I'm still fuming about that game now, and we only lost the game 2-0 because we gave up. I watched the game. I watched us from the start. They scored. Isak scored. Someone else scored early, and I watched us give up at Old Trafford. But because it's 2-0 and Newcastle are a good side, people will just overlook it. My head is still hot, like it happened just yesterday. The Southampton win 3-1 when Ahmad scored. He scored a hat trick late on because we won 3-1. People won't talk about these things, but I watched us not apply ourselves and not match Southampton, who are a championship side in effort. So to answer your question, yes, and these are things, and there's many more. We ain't got enough time. I could be here for the next 2 hours talking about the shortcomings and the wrongdoings and how bad our players have been and how bad Amorim has been in his reign. But like I said, as of so yes, to answer your question, yeah. But as of late, that has changed, and Lemens has played a massive part.
So that's what we need right now. I'm plucking at straws for, if Amorim's managed to at least turn a corner in a sense where the players are now same crop of players, still got new players as well, but now they seem to be
the new players. But we can't overlook that. Our new players make an absolute world of difference because they are light years ahead of what we had. We have gone from Garnacho and Højlund to Mbeumo and Cunha. I don't know if people, wherever you rate Mbeumo and Cunha, they are universes away from those two. Those two combined went 0040. And that's why I was so critical of the manager, because you know what you're getting with a Garnacho and Højlund, and you played them. How did two players in your attack go 20 plus league games without a goal and you continue to play them? That's where that falls on him. And I watched that. And then Mbeumo and Cunha, light years apart. Lemens, all he's done is joined and been just a solid goalkeeper and done the basics.
That's all you needed as well, wasn't it?
Over the absolute mean. There was the point in the game in the Anfield where the ball went up in the air and in the box, and Lemens put his two hands up and caught it. I could have he caught the ball. I legit couldn't believe what I was seeing because my goalkeeper, there was a corner you lot had, and he came off his line and punched it clear. I was like,
big test. Big test will be tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, like in regards to it, we can't overlook Mbeumo, Cunha, and Lemens, and then individuals also as well. All of a sudden, Bruno's not leaving Casemiro isolated. All of a sudden, he's actually playing as a midfielder alongside him. Now, the last 3 games, you don't hear about our midfield getting ran through, Casemiro not having legs, Bruno being unable to play the position. But in regards to getting out of it, like you said, for Liverpool, players got to go back to basics. It's going to sound very cliche, very Roy Keane-ish. Hard work. Just put in the effort. Because that's legit what it is. And because you lot have enough talent in your side, once the players start working hard, you're going to win games. That's been the big difference for us. Our players have started working hard. And when you have Mbeumo, Cunha, Ahmad, Bruno, Sesko, there's enough talent going forward where you are going to score goals. We scored 2 at your place. Even like outside of last season, I can't remember the last time we scored 2 at your place. We scored 4 against Brighton. We scored 3 against Sunderland. Bear in mind, we haven't scored 70 plus league goals for 10. I think it's once in like the last 10 years. So we've been struggling to score goals for a long time. But all of a sudden now goals is, and that's where, but of course, individual quality has been added to the side, which has helped. That's what.
Do you know what? I think Casemiro is probably our most important players. So the reason why I said that,
go on.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was finished, but if you take Casemiro out of the starting 11, you put in Ugarte. Ugarte is not that guy. Manu, he can't play that role. So whenever we play Casemiro, we've always looked a little bit more solid than.
Was screaming for Mano to get back in the team. Now all of a sudden,
it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's either you play Bruno or Manu. You can't play both of them.
It's gone quiet because a lot of people do results-based analysis. Granted, Mano shouldn't be playing in the pivot. Mano's never been a central midfield player. He was never all the time in the youth system. He was never a 6 or an 8. He's an attacking player. He's a final third player. All of his attributes point to that. Just show someone his highlights. When you see his highlights, they're all final third, and you go, you know what I'm going to do? Play him in the pivot. Like I said, the individual quality of the players is helping this manager, and we don't have a system to overcome the weaknesses of our players. So that's why if you take out Casemiro and put in Agate, like Pedro said, our system's not going to cover for Agate's deficiencies. Whereas if you have a better manager who sets up better tactically, you can do that. Because look at some of the midfields in this league. Like, for instance, I say this all the time. Look at Palace with Glasner. Like, outside of Wharton, I've never heard anyone say, hey, go bring me Jefferson Lerner. Hey, get Will Hughes to my football club now.
Bro, every time that guy's on the pitch against us, he just turns into just a madness. Absolute madness.
Yeah, shout out to the Palace bio. Same with Bournemouth. I've never heard anyone say, hey, go get me Cook and Adams and Taverner. But you know what? Glasner makes it work. That's why. And of course, individual quality is going to get you over the line. But work with what you have. Word to my guy, Eddie says this all the time. Control the controllables. If you're managing to your very best with what you have, I'm going to be less critical of you. Then I look at the board. Hey, get this man better players. But this Manchester United side has been miles better than it's been showing as overall. And as you've seen in the last 3 games, because the performance levels have been there. We've been so much better. So hopefully against Forest, we do the same again. And if we go there and do that and we win, all well and good. I'm looking at both the result and the performance. Because if we go there and win and we're awful, I go, that ain't it. But we might lose, but if we're competitive, I go, at least the performance was there. There's something to build on. But yeah, any of this all we back stuff and are you hammering him in? Hey, do this from now to the end of the season and I consider it. Because you owe us.
Okay. Well, give us your score prediction for the weekend.
That'll be a draw. 1 apiece. That'll be a draw.
I still worry about the physical side. I feel like we just struggle against physical teams. Brentford, if we played Everton this Saturday as well, we would struggle against Everton. So when it comes to physical teams, I just worry. And
we did well against Brighton, though. They got physicality. We did well against them.
Brighton are more of a footballing team compared to Nottingham Forest, though. So.
But they'll still run you off like with Baliba and a Yari and Welbeck.
Let's see how we handle Chris Wood tomorrow.
What's your score prediction then, Pedro?
I'm saying 2-1 to United. I can't go against my team, so I can't go against my team. So 2-1 against United.
You didn't think you was going to win, but you're still predicting the United 2-1. All right, good. Shane, I'll get your score prediction as well now before we sign out. Arsenal, Burnley tomorrow, using away on the road. Is it going to be set piece of lay again?
Yeah, it'd be 2-0. I think we'll get a 2-0. Whether we don't score from set piece. When we beat Newcastle away from home, I set down a marker for the next 5 league games. Win these with no excuses. No, don't worry about Liverpool. Don't worry about City. And this will be the 4th of them. Now, Sunderland away comes after this. But, if we get past Burnley and past Sunderland and Liverpool still have to play City in that time and all that sort of stuff, I don't know if I'll start to believe, but I'll definitely be closer to believing. But like I said, this guy needs about a 15-point lead in February, I think, for me to feel comfortable. But look, I think we'll win 2-0. I think we'll win 2-0. And I don't know about Liverpool tomorrow. They're on the same form as us. 4 wins and a draw.
Yeah, I was about to ask the Liverpool lads, are you even daring giving me a score prediction? They don't even want to look at the camera right now, and none of them.
all I know is that tomorrow come 8 p.m, right, I'm letting 11 people who have no idea I exist determine how I feel for the next few days. Right, okay? I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself to John McGann. Yeah, that's all I'm going to John McGann. That's what's going to happen, lad. In front of the
John McGann goes score now, yo. He goes
a little 25-yarder in front of the cop end in like the fucking 58th minute or something, and I'm going to just stand there like, what the flying fuck?
Maybe we'll be lucky if we make it past the 10th minute without him doing it. The way we've been playing.
No, Errol, I forgot to say we'll be 3-0 down at this point.
Oh, gives you score for the
No, we're gonna win. 2-1 Liverpool. We're going to win. We're going to win. I'm gonna back the boys. There's no point me going to the game if I'm not gonna back the boys. We're gonna fucking win. 2-1 Liverpool. Ekitike and Van Dijk. I don't know why I'm saying Van Dijk. I believe.
I don't know why you're trying to throw Diggs flawless, bro.
I'm asking.
No, he's telling you who he thinks will score, and you're throwing verts in.
He's gonna score in the Prem at some point, right? I can't hear this.
And give us all your score.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's your score?
Greg's got the energy, bro. 2-1, I think, bro. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well.
2-1.
And I'm gonna say Verts. I'm gonna say Verts just for Flawless to shut up, bro. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Ekatike and Verts. Just
Ekatike and Verts 2-1 win, yeah.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Yeah, 2-1 win. I reckon we'll get that.
2-0 up in the Villa late or
Greg
Villa score. Where you at? If Villa open the scoring and then it's a comeback thing.
Nah, listen.
We need to go ahead. We need to go ahead.
We need to go ahead, and we need to have 2 goals, and then whatever happens after that, that's down to them, innit? But we need 2-goal lead to at least give ourselves the best hope.
And shout out your channel, bro. Let people know where they can watch your content.
Football with ends, man. It just feels negative at the moment. So if you come over there, just sit down and relax, bro. Because we ain't got nothing positive to say at the moment. So just sit down and relax.
Man. Don't do that, ends, man.
Of course, it has been.
Man,
no, we have a laugh.
Yeah,
we have a laugh, but I want to talk about goals and assists. And did you see that skill? Did you see that win? Oh, my gaffer's tactical. Did you see that change he made?
I can't say none of that. There's Rodgers, there's Watkins, and that. Yeah, man, that might happen.
Yeah, out last year's documentary. We do a little.
I can't say nothing. It's crazy because you guys have been the nicest, bro. To be fair, so I can't even say nothing. Shane's a nice guy. I can't get onto Arsenal. Flawless. Yeah, whatever, innit?
What you mean?
Flawless. Shout out your channel. Let people know where you can see some happy content.
I'm just on Enz's case because you be on my case when United are bad. So this is why I'm like this. This is not out of nowhere. This energy. Notice I don't have this energy for Greg or Errol. It's strictly Enz. That's what it is. He's been doing it for time, months since I've known him actually pretty much, and it's been a long time. So that's why I'm just on his case. But big up for having me, Errol, man. Big up the panel as well. Sarcasm City TV on YouTube. Sarcasm City TV Extra on YouTube as well, people. Football content galore, NBA, all that good stuff. So yeah, just check it out, man. Come subscribe.
Blessings. Thank you for coming. Pedro, big shout out to you making your debut, bro. Thank you
very much for having me,
man. Let people know where they can find your content and your podcast and what you've got going on.
Yeah, just you can find us on Two Touch Podcasts, and obviously I just want to say thank you for having me as well, Errol. Thank you to the guys as well. Hopefully Liverpool, get out of this rut, innit? But yeah, United are winning the league as well, so yeah.
He's waiting for the drop. Greg, let people know what you'll be up to and where you can find some of your content, lad.
Who is Greg on X, or better known as Twitter? If you find me there, you'll find me on everywhere, and that's pretty much the rundown of my social media. If you want to see a lot of outrage, then yeah, I'm the place to go.
There it is. And last but not least, Shane, thank you very much. Sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League, predicting Arsenal win again this weekend. Thank you very much for joining us. Let people know where they can see your content as well. Don't mind, Shane.
No, an absolute pleasure coming on. Pleasure to be on with the lads and the wonderful chat. Shane Gooner, I'll be every morning. The full Irish breakfast at 10:30 every morning. That's sort of the main staple. I'll be doing a couple of Serie A watch-alongs at some point during the weekend. And then on Sunday night, I have a show.
Sorry to cut you, Shane. Who's your team in the Serie A?
I'm behind Roma this year. I had a feeling Roma would do well, and they're doing really well. And obviously Como, I'm keeping an eye on just for he's getting on. Yes. And they are ripping it up over there, man. He's playing old school football. Midfielders are allowed attack. There's no system. He's pretty old school. But yeah, Roma have been doing really well. Evan Ferguson is there as well, which gives me a bit of the Irish connection. But Serie A has been really good this year. Been really good. But yeah, I'll be doing a couple of Serie A watch-alongs. And then off topic on Sunday, I'll have Kenny Kane and Jez and the likes on, where we'll be discussing what was the greatest international team of all time. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But obviously, thanks for having me on, and big up to everybody in the chat.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. I hope you lads have a worse weekend in Liverpool. So whatever that looks like for you, I don't really care. As long as Liverpool have the best weekend, I'm happy all around. But none of you, man, can have another weekend where he's happier than me. I simply will not accept it. Tomorrow is a new month. Yeah, November. October is done out here. I had the worst birthday on record for what it's worth. Done out here. So we will see you in the next one. We'll be back. Love people.
There you go, man.